Hi, I want to take a few minutes to talk about a few things. First, the service learning purpose. As you probably know, this service learning experience is about service. It's not about shadowing. Sometimes students are asking why they aren't learning from an occupational therapist, and there's several reasons. One is we want you to be actively engaged in providing a service at a facility that serves people that probably have had some occupational therapy at some point or time, or who would benefit from the service. In other words, we want you interacting with clients. We don't want to overwhelm the therapists in the area. Occupational therapy practitioners provide opportunities for students in the program to observe, assist, or complete field work, and we want to reserve those for later in the program. We want you to be able to manage the logistics of setting up a service learning experience. That's a professional skill that will be essential to functioning in the profession of occupational therapy. Managing the setup of this assignment and then performing service reflects the type of professionalism you'll need to enter an occupational therapy program. So don't worry that you're not getting exposure to an occupational therapist. If you want to, you can schedule shadowing hours on your own if you feel like you need to know more about what an OT and OTA does. Okay, deadlines. There's lots of small deadlines in this course. Keeping track of the deadlines can be confusing because the work for the week is not due until the Wednesday after the week we are in ends. And one way to deal with this is to submit your assignments no later than Sunday night, the week that the assignments are due. You have the extra days if you need them, but you might find it helpful to just submit on the Sunday the work is due. Of the week, Sunday of the week the work is due. Okay. The service learning agreement deadline is coming up. While most of the due dates in this class are firm, it's possible that you will need an extension on turning in this agreement. If you can show me that you're making steady progress towards getting your assignment set up, I can flex on this deadline. Sometimes things happen that are outside of your control, like maybe there's nobody on site that can sign the agreement, or you're conversing with the facility but you just haven't been able to make the contact with the correct person to get the hours scheduled. Maybe you have to complete an orientation before you can start or get the agreement signed, and maybe you're waiting on the results of a background check. As long as you keep me advised of your status through your journal entries, you can have an extension. Assignments related to a client. You'll have assignments that are directly tied to your experience beyond the journal assignments, and these assignments will begin around week eight of the course. You'll have readings from your textbook and the OT practice framework that tell you how occupational therapy practitioners approach treatment. You'll have very short assignments related to evaluation, goal setting, intervention planning, and discharge planning. To complete these assignments, you're going to begin with an evaluation. You will envision a client from your service experience, but having full details of the client is not necessary. For example, I might serve at Pathways, a facility that serves mostly young adults with developmental disabilities. I might meet somebody who's 25 years of age who goes to the center. I might know some things about this person, or I might not know very much, but I have made observations about how they walk, how they communicate, how independent they are, and what needs they have to participate in activities. That information is enough to complete these short assignments. You will not need to look at any client records or ask the staff for details about a client's life. When you complete the assignment, you'll base your observations on a client, but you won't have all the details, and you may have to make your best guess on some of the evaluative questions. The assignment is for you to be thinking about what a therapist looks for when they evaluate. It is not about providing an accurate evaluation of the client. When you submit your work, you will not include any identifying information. Occasionally, a student will ask too many probing questions that could put the facility on edge. Just remember, I will not know who the patient is and will not be checking to see if you evaluate correctly. These skills come later in OT school. After you complete the evaluation, your next assignment will be goal setting, and I will look to see that the goals you set support the needs you identify in the evaluation. The next assignment is about intervention planning. I will check to see if the activities you set lead mastery of goals. The final assignment related to treatment planning will focus on creating a discharge plan. Again, I will check to make sure the discharge plan furthers the interventions and goals. These are very short assignments, and I think you'll enjoy being able to have a client in mind when you complete them. Course time requirements. This course is a 2-credit-hour course. This means that if you were in the classroom, you would be in class 2 hours a week, or 32 hours a semester. The other half is, or you can think of service learning as accounting for half of the time you spend in this course. The other half is the assignments, for the most part, are not very detailed. They are designed to give you an introduction to the profession. As long as you keep up with the deadlines and do your service learning hours in this class, you shouldn't have any problems getting a very good grade. Missing deadlines could lead to problems with grades. The service learning journal entries. There are 12 service learning journal entries required in this course. Most weeks you'll have to make an entry, but some weeks you won't. The service learning journal entry requirements take into account that all of you will not start and finish your service on the same date. Each entry has a prompt. Read the prompts carefully. I have added questions to tell you what to do if you haven't started your hours, haven't been on site since your last visit, or have already finished with your hours. Don't skip your entry just because you haven't had any activity. Losing the points will hurt. Part of your week 2 journal entry requirement was that you submit the model release. You can either agree or disagree with the release. Some of you have expressed concern that you don't think you should take pictures of clients. You are right, you should not. Later in the semester, I will ask you to take a picture of you on site. This might be a picture of you at a setting, maybe with some prompts. I've had people hold up their name tag, or maybe you are standing near something that has the name of the facility. Or maybe you're working with clients, but the picture has you and the client features are not identifiable, such as maybe we can see the hands or backs of the client only. The images are just to show you at work. Digital portfolios are becoming much more important, and I think it's a really good idea for you to have an image of you at work so you can add it to your digital portfolio. You signing the model release allows me to share your images with the TCC Service Learning Coordinator. If you need something, please call me. I'm in my office a lot, or if you don't get me, send me an email and let me know that you'd like to talk and give me a contact number and 2 or 3 times when I can call you back. Thank you.